Welcome back to Cosmetics Anonymous. I am your favorite girl, Bo Vintage. I am chewing gum. I'm so sorry. I'll spit it out as soon as I possibly can, but I ate something and the flavor's in my mouth and I don't like it, so I'm chewing motherfucking gum. If you got a problem, square the fuck up, ho. Anyway, this is the end of Love and Hip Hop. Finally, this was the last part of the reunion. I'm gonna just I fucking love gum. Ugh, it's so good. I love gum. Anyway, I'm not doing my makeup in this because I am reunion ready, okay? The makeup tutorial for this is either posted or it's going to be posted. I don't know. Samantha and Mendice's sister were arguing. They both get up, about to pop off, and then all of a sudden, security ends up jumping in, right when they were about to. Security's on stage as pandemonium, and out of nowhere, you see some lady from the audience running up, and at this point, Samantha's being held by security, but the person that ran from the audience ends up yanking Samantha's hair. Good thing she wasn't wearing a wig, y'all, because Jesus, like, they yanked her hair and she starts freaking out. She's kicking and screaming like a child. I would be pissed too. I'd be doing the same damn thing because he ain't about to get me from behind. But once that happened, security is freaking out. They get the girl, they're escorting her out to the back. Everybody's trying to figure out who this person is. Nobody knows who it is. And then all of a sudden another person runs up. Yo, another person, it looked like a man. I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but I'm pretty sure it was a dude. Runs up and snatches Samantha again. Okay, that's two people snatching Samantha's ass. I said, oh Lord Jesus is far. Like, I could not deal. Now Samantha's really pissed. The entire production team is on the stage, you guys. I seen all these white people I never seen before that are always behind the scenes. I was like, who are you? Who are you? So y'all the people that are having my people on TV looking crazy. The only person I didn't see though was Mona. Was she on stage? Y'all let me know. But basically, they're like, shut it down. Oh my gosh, they're like, shut it down. So everybody, the entire cast gets escorted backstage, and then they're basically all sent to their dressing rooms. And you see the girl, the first girl that ran up and yanked Samantha's hair, you see her talking about, don't come for my sister, while security is holding her big ass and dragging her through the damn back room or whatever. Everybody's going crazy, and then they basically like just put a caption on the screen, like it's just black and has a white text, and it basically tells us, they're basically giving us a synopsis of what happened, okay? So after all this, they basically bring out Samantha, Yandy, and Erica onto the stage to have their own little session without the rest of the cast members in the audience and on stage with them, so that they could resolve whatever they need to resolve without any distractions. That's what they said. I personally felt like that took away from the show, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we already knew that no matter what happened in that little, no matter what they talked about, nothing would be resolved because these bitches are fucking crazy. So whether the cast was on the stage and in the audience or backstage, it was not going to get resolved anyway, so who cares if they're on stage. I personally didn't like that they did that, but whatever. So when they bring the girls back onto stage, the first thing they do is show a clip of Little Mendice's and Asim, so Samantha's son and Erica's son. Yandy's kids were not present in this video, and they're basically just asking the boys how much their siblings mean to them, and it was the cutest thing. They really do love each other, you guys. Like, it's honestly so heartbreaking. Their storyline, the kids' storyline, is the most heartbreaking storyline on the show. Asim and Little Mendice's spoke about Skylar and Omir, and they basically just answered the questions production was asking them. When they come back from that, Nina asked Yandy what she feels after watching that, and Yandy basically says that she just thinks it's sad that the kids can't see each other because of adult drama. Basically what she's been saying all season. And when she's saying this, of course, Erica is rolling her eyes. No surprise there, and no surprise with what Yandy said. I'm tired of the shit. I really am. I'm just so glad New York is over, because this was the most stressed I've ever been. Nina asked Sam a question. I think she asked Sam the same question, and then Sam was just like, I just want to know who ran up on me and grabbed me from behind. I just want to know who pulled my hair. And she looks at Yandy and she goes, Yandy, do you know? Do you have any idea? And Yandy says no. And then Yandy also says that she didn't see it when it happened. She's like, I actually didn't see when it happened. So then, in the messiest thing possible, they decide to roll the tape on that ass, okay? And they roll the tape, and when all the pandemonium's happening, Yandy says, and because she's wearing a mic pack, you hear her loud and clear say, Keisha Just, and I assume Keisha's her sister's name. And then Juju says to her, who was that? And Yandy says, I don't know. But bitch, you just said Keisha Just, so obviously you know who. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this is not good. This is not good. I can just tell that this is gonna be a shit show, but you know what? Let it be. Because Yandy's denying it, Erica decides to call her on her bullshit. She's not having it today. Like, she's like, she damn well knows who it was, and she needs to stop lying. I'm tired of her lying, blah, 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 blah. She then says, what's so pathetic is that Yandy claims to love these kids so much and she hates that they're apart, but it got to a point where somebody from the audience that it's clearly Yandy knows ran up on Samantha and assaulted her. And this is Mendici's mom. Like, this is little Mendici's mother. And you claim to love the kid so much, but you let something happen to his mom? That doesn't make any sense. It don't add up. Like, where are the Carfax? Like, you know? Sam chimes in and basically tries to accuse Yandy of planning the shit. In my personal opinion, I don't think Yandy planned for her sister or whoever this person is to run up on Samantha. She probably just watched the season and is frustrated and wanted to assault the lady. Do I think Yandy cares? No. But I don't think that she actually planned for that to happen. You know what I mean? Yandy basically rebuttals and says, are you crazy? I would never do something like that. Like, I would never ever, you know, do that. So then the topic changes to Kimbella and the little Mendici's birthday party. Sam believes that Yandy sent Kimbella. She's sick the dogs on her, okay? To put them paws on her, okay? So that's what Sam believes. Yandy denies. Honestly, oh my god, this was the messiest shit ever, you guys. It got so messy. I was cringing. When Yandy denies this, she's like, I did not do that. I did not send Kimbella. When she denies this, Nina's the host of the show. Nina goes, well, production was actually with Yandy on the day of the party, and we have a phone call, go figure, recording of Kimbella on the phone with Yandy on the day of the party. I said, oh my gosh, what the fuck? Why didn't they show this during the season? I'm actually glad they didn't show it during the season, but like this, I'm like, the plot just thick, bitch. Like, it's thick. So I'm like, oh no. So they start playing this tape, y'all. Kimbella calls Judy's phone. And Judy's like, oh, hey, Kim, I'm so happy to hear from you. I really need you today. I didn't know what that meant. Whatever. She's like, yeah, she's like, I'm here. I'm trying to call Yandy. She's not picking up her phone. I don't know if Yandy wasn't answering her phone because she was with production and she knows her calls are being recorded. I don't know what it was. After Kimbella asks Judy for Yandy, she's like, yeah, hold on. She gets Yandy. Yandy says, hello? Kimbella doesn't really say much. She's like, I've been trying to call you. Yandy basically rushes her off the phone and she's like, I'm going to text you now. Kimbella says, okay. The phone call ends. So technically, we don't know exactly why she was trying to call Yandy or what she was trying to do. We don't know if Yandy sent her, but from what she said to Judy, it made it sound like either she thought that they were already at the party and she was trying to come to the party, or they sent her. It's one or two. And actually, when they addressed this before they play the recording, what Yandy had said was that Kimbella and Samantha or Erica, one of them, have a mutual friend, and she gave the address to Kimbella for the party, and that's how Kimbella showed up there. Yandy said she didn't give Kimbella the address, blah, blah, blah. Then they played the phone recording. She was already at the party. She said, I'm here. So that meant that she was already there when she called Yandy. Therefore, if she was already there, she started the phone conversation with, I'm here. So we don't know what happened in the text messages. We don't know. We never will. Either way, it was suspect as fuck. Because of this, now they call her out on her bullshit again, and her story basically changes. Yandy's story changes, and in the season when the show aired or whatever, or even on the couch just then, she tried to act like she had no idea that Kimbella was at the party until after the fact, until her and Kimbella sat down and Kimbella told her that she was there, which, because the show is scripted, obviously is made to look like that. After they played the tape, she kind of changes what she says and says that she didn't know that she was going, but she was already there when she called, and when they got out the car and they seen the commotion, they decided not to pull up, but they still had no idea that it was Kimbella. So Yandy's basically sticking to half of her story, the point that she showed up and just didn't go inside, but she's gonna stick to her guns and say that she did not know it was Kimbella that was causing the commotion. Yeah, I was cringing the entire time because I'm just like, this is so bad, like this looks horrible. So then Nina switches the topic again and asks them, how the hell do they get these kids together? So Samantha says that Mendici is the one that does that. He's in charge of that, but he's in jail right now, so it's not happening. And that is just absolutely ridiculous in my personal opinion. Who cares? They're fucking kids. Say, are you free today? Are you free today? Are you free today? Let's have a play date. Just drop them off at one of y'all house and let them play and pick up your kids when it's over. Like, I don't understand. It's not like you had to stay there while your kid's there. All your kids share the same DNA. And so I highly doubt Samantha, Erica, or Yandy would try to harm any of the other kids. They might not like each other, but they're not gonna hurt each other's kids. So what is it to drop your kids off at the other person's house so that the kids can play? I don't get it. I don't understand. You guys don't even have to say 2 words. You drop off the kids, you fucking leave. You pick them up when they're done playing, hanging out, have a sleepover. They're fucking brother and sisters. I don't understand why these girls are so stupid. Like, Sam basically says that it's not Yandy's job to delegate what happens with the kids, and she thinks that she can do that. She thinks that she's mommy and daddy, and so that's what Sam doesn't like about Yandy. And then Yandy basically says, your problem is that your baby daddy doesn't like you. Your problem has never been with me. I said, oh my god, this is going left. Like, so once Yandy basically presses and says, your problem is that your baby daddy doesn't like you, it has nothing to do with me, child, they start asking for marriage license and certificates, honey, and Yandy's doing the old The audience is cracking up. Nina says, your marriage, it was a big deal this season. I was at your wedding, blah blah blah. Legally, are you married? And of course Yandy avoided the question and basically said, no matter what any paper says and blah 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 blah, that doesn't change the fact that I am married to Mendicis. It does not change the fact. At the end of the day, we're married. If you don't like that, it's too fucking bad. And she says, look y'all, I secured the bag and then I protected the bag, okay? And the audience is cheering, they're clapping, woohoo! Yes, Yandy, secure the bag, protect the bag, and call it love. Then the other 2 baby mothers start whiling, talking about how this is bullshit because they've never, ever asked for child support or anything of the sort, because Yandy's accusing them of doing such, and they're saying, hell no, we've never taken this nigga to court for that, blah, 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 blah. Yandy says the opposite, and this feud is just ongoing, forever draining, and I just can't deal. Because these girls are so pressed on whether these 2 are married or not, Yandy says, you ain't been with him for 6 years. You ain't been with him for 11 years. Why do y'all give a fuck? Why do you guys care? And I want the same thing. Like, who cares if they're married or not? It's really nobody's business. Who cares? I don't understand. And so I agree with Yandy in that respect, that it's really nobody's business. It's the same with me. I used to get those questions on my channel a lot about if me and Shooty are married, and I don't really feel like I need to explain to you guys what my relationship status is. Married, engaged, just fucking. Like, who the fuck cares? It's none of your fucking business. And so I totally agree with Yandy in that respect. I don't understand why these 2 baby mothers are making it such a big deal, whether or not the paper for the marriage was legally, you know, handled. I'm married, and I ain't walked down the fucking aisle. The fuck? So, again, you walk down the aisle, child. Her union is between God and her man, and that is it. And I don't know why people make such a big deal out of marriage. If whether you think that she's lying or not is beyond the point. At the end of the day, they both said their vows, and they're keeping their commitment to one another. And that's really all that matters. Like, I don't know why Erica started talking about her saggy ass titties, but she did, and she's just like, she's basically cussing out Yandy and telling Yandy that she's just mad that Erica's tits are real and that she had to pay for hers. Yandy had to pay for her boobs. And I was just like, what do tits have to do with anything, ma'am? Like, why are we talking about titties? So then Yandy rebuttals, and she's like, okay, but you got your top teeth done and didn't do the bottom, which reminded me of Chrissy when she was cussing out Samaya. And Yandy was like, your bottom teeth are still all yellow, like you didn't get the veneers for that. And so I was like, I totally, y'all know how I feel about teeth now, especially veneers. If you can't do the bottom, then don't do the top. Like, you look crazy. Because of this, Erica ends up saying, Mendices paid for my top teeth. Honestly, Erica was giving me a headache. I'm like, okay, he paid for your top teeth, but all I can hear is that you can't afford to pay for your bottom teeth. That is all I heard. Because why are you trying to throw it in a woman's face that her man paid for your teeth? That means that you can't pay for your teeth yourself. Yandy had braces, and Yandy paid for her boob job. And DC's paying for your top teeth and not your bottom teeth means that he didn't love you. Because if somebody's paying for my top teeth, honey, trust and believe. Somebody that I am fucking, trust and believe they're paying for the bottom two at the same damn time, honey. Because I am not about to be walking around with half chiclets and then butter popcorn at the bottom. Hell the fuck no. Like, you better pay for the whole thing. Or I might as well just get my teeth whitened. Like, I don't understand why she got the top and not the bottom. Ooh. Erica, because she's so fucking pressed about whether or not her and Mendices had a relationship or not, or she's tired of being denied, she said, he paid for my top teeth, but he just hit it and quit it though, right? And I was just like, well, obviously, if you only paid for the top, he must have paid for the top, fucked you, and left. Like, I'm confused. Or you must have fucked him for the top teeth and didn't fuck him for the bottom teeth. And then that's why you didn't get the whole set. Like, get the whole set. Secure the teeth. I hate myself. I really do. I do. I'm so sorry, you guys. I can't. Like, if I were me, I would unsubscribe. Oh my gosh. Don't unsubscribe. I will fuck you up. And on top of this whole teeth thing, I'm sorry, I could talk about the teeth forever because y'all know I said and her veneers in the last video. If they were in a relationship ever in life, okay, 6 years ago, and he paid for your teeth 6 years ago, when are you going to do the bottom? Can you do the bottom? Will Love and Hip Hop pay for the bottom? I need to know. And last but not least, Erica decides to throw one more jab, okay? And she says that the day after Yandy announced her pregnancy, Mendices gifted Erica with a brand new Audi with a red bow on top, and she feels so good about this. She's throwing it in Yandy's face, and you know, cars are validation now. You know, to me that just sounds like a parting gift. You know, she just had a baby, and most good baby daddies will get their baby mother a car if they feel like they need to have a car to get around and get to appointments and stuff with the baby, you know. So to me, like, that's whatever. Like, he was a drug dealer, he bought her a car. Who cares? Like, he bought her a car. Niggas buy bitches cars every day, B. Ugh, I just can't with her. Like, she drives me crazy. And I can't say that Samantha, Yandy, or Erica, none of them are better than each other. So don't even get it twisted. None of these girls are better than each other, because to me they're all sad fucking stories. I think they all have something wrong with them. Yandy feels validated by her half marriage and wedding ring, even if she bought it herself. She feels validated by being married. Erica feels validated by the money that Mendices spent on her 6 years ago, and Samantha feels validated believing that she's not a deadbeat or that she's a good mom makes her feel validated. I don't know if Samantha's a good mom or a bad mom. I know what I've heard in these streets, but that's all I know. Rumors are said all the time, so we can't really say. That's not for us to judge, so I don't know Samantha personally, so I can't really speak on her mothering, okay? I've never seen her and her child, you know. I can say that all three of them bitches aren't good moms based on their behavior on the show. I can say that, but I don't know them on a personal level, so the show is only a part of their life. That is not every day, so we can't really judge them off of that, and that's just it is what it is. Anyway, after she mentions the Audi, Yandy doesn't really reply. She just makes like a face, and then Nina basically concludes by wishing them the best of luck. So moving on to our favorites, Stale Mail and Bianca and Sky. Ciao. I've never in my life heard anybody as stupid as Sky open her mouth. Nina asked Sky if she feels as though Drew, her boyfriend, Stale Mayo, led Bianca on. The first thing out this bitch's mouth is, I think they led each other on. Bitch, you really think that if my boyfriend is out here leading bitches on, I'm gonna be sitting up with him on Love and Hip Hop stage 6 months later talking about they led each other on? Are you kidding me? I was so mad. I was like, bitch. No. Please let the next thing out of her mouth be sensible, Lord. I was saying a prayer while I was watching the show. I had to pause it. I paused it right after she said, led each other on. I paused it and I said, Lord Jesus, do not let this woman say nothing stupid after she just said that. And I unpaused it and she continued to say stupid shit out of her mouth. I said, prayers don't work that way. Prayers are not answered as soon as you ask for them, okay? God takes time to perform miracles. So it wasn't gonna happen the way I thought. She then says, Bianca took it too far. And that woman to woman, she would never do that to another woman. So she doesn't understand why Bianca would do such a thing. I said, Bianca took it too far? Not your man, but Bianca took it too far. Bianca don't know you from nowhere. She doesn't owe you anything. Why are you expecting things from Bianca? What do you mean she took it too far? Your man took it too far. Who is Bianca to you? Your man lays up in the bed with you all day long, all night, fucks you, and you're telling me that Bianca took it too far? What kind of dumb bitch will sit up there and defend her man for basically cheating? Because cheating is not just physically, and they got physical in my opinion. Somebody can definitely emotionally cheat on you, and he definitely did that. He did way more than that. He disrespected her on more than one occasion. So I don't understand why she's sitting up on stage defending her man and trying to put blame on Bianca, talking about she took it too far. I said, what? Girl. So after Sky says, like, woman to woman, as a woman, she would never ever, you know, do what Bianca was doing, basically. Not to Bianca, but to women in general. Like, if there was a, she would never, like, play the side bitch or whatever, or try to steal somebody's man, sorry. Bianca chimes in and she's like, you might never do that, but you might get passed around like a basketball. Oh! She called her Spalding, y'all. I said, ciao. Drew is to blame for all of this because Drew was the one that was on the show basically calling this girl a hoe, his girlfriend, to her face, basically saying that she got passed around like a basketball and called her Spalding. And now the girl that was trying to get with the Stale Mayo is on stage basically taking his line right off the show. And so this dumbass bitch Sky says, but you got that line from my man. I said, take her away, Lord. Take her away. Smite her. Like, I was like, no, get this bitch off the stage. I can't deal. Like, who says that? What do you mean you got that from my man? Exactly the point. That's the point Bianca's trying to make here. Your man was on TV calling you a hoe, saying that you got passed around, and you're up here sitting beside him today. Forgave him for all that. I could never. I just could never. So Nina then proceeds to ask Drewski if he feels he led Bianca on. He's like, nah, because if she knows me, blah, blah. Bianca cuts him off and she's like, you put your laptop on my ass when I had on my pom-pom shorts. I said, yes, bitch, you better tell him. Yes, he did do that in the studio. The audience starts clapping or whatever, and then Remy and And then Nina asked Remy, so the host asked Remy basically if she feels as though that was inappropriate. And so Remy addresses Stale Mayo, and this was probably, she probably made Stale Mayo's life, because she should just answer Nina, because I was just like, why is Remy addressing these peasants right now? Like, he was probably, his life was probably made, he's probably sitting up there like, oh shit, Remy's talking to me, she's saying this to me. And and so she basically says to him, would you have put your laptop on Bianca's ass if your girlfriend was in the room with you? And he says no, he wouldn't, and he's smiling while he's saying it. And I'm just like, yo, this guy's such a douchebag. Like, this is not even funny. It's not funny what we're talking about right now. And she goes, then it's inappropriate. So then they address the hotel situation, and Bianca's like, she doesn't understand why Drew was trying to make it seem like it was work related. That's not what happened. When she hit him up to come to the hotel, she just said, I'm at the telly, come through. She never ever told him I want to work or nothing like that. She didn't lure him there based off of work. She just said, I'm here, hit me up. And he did, bringing his laptop, acting like he had work to do, acting all shocked and shit when she in a bra and panty. She never said she wanted to work. She said she's at a hotel for you to come through. Obviously she just wanted to fuck. Like, what you mean? Why he acting clueless? Like, so next Nina basically asked Cardi what her thoughts are on it, because Cardi basically in her scene with Bianca, when Bianca was telling her she's gonna steal Sky's man, Cardi was supporting it. And so Cardi kind of, in my opinion, she was recanting, because she said that she knows what she's doing is bad karma, or is going to be bad karma. So if she still wants to do it knowing that, then I mean, I support it. Go do you. Then she had the nerve to reference the Bible, you guys. And I said, bitch, don't you ever in your life. She said, in the Bible, it says it's wrong to mess with a married man. But the Bible doesn't say nothing about fucking somebody's boyfriend. I said no, she did not. Like, honestly, first of all, if you're gonna say something, try to be funny and say something, then be funny. But don't bring religion into it. Talking about what the Bible says and what the Bible doesn't say, because obviously you know nothing about the Bible if you're gonna say that the Bible says nothing about fucking somebody's boyfriend. Basically saying if they're not married, it's okay. Fornication is fornication. So whether it's your boyfriend or just your friend with benefits, or a fucking Joe Schmo from the club, fucking is wrong if the two people that are fucking are not married. So yeah, the Bible does say stuff about fucking people with boyfriends, okay? Or fucking people's boyfriends. So I don't know why Cardi even brought the Bible up. Like, leave the Bible and God out your damn mouth, because I ain't having it today, okay? So then, again, and I'm gonna have to ask Nina to leave Pat the fuck alone, because I just can't with her asking Papoose stupid fucking questions. She asked him if he would ever work with somebody that Remy didn't approve of. And Pap just kind of smiled. And of course Remy takes over, because y'all know Remy wears the pants here in this relationship. You know, happy wife, happy life. So I don't blame Pap. Y'all know Pap is man goals. Remy basically said she doesn't care. He also elaborates and basically says, like, first of all, if somebody feels like they could take my man, then take him, because if he can be taken, then he ain't mine to begin with. And I said, speak on it. And then I started to wonder, I'm like, so would Papoose be allowed to, like, work with Foxy or Nikki at this point? Like, I was just wondering. But she said she doesn't care, and I believe her. Like, I don't see why she would stop cash flow. It's money. Apparently Sky has merchandise and she's selling shirts that say don't feed the birds, which makes no sense, because on the show she was trying to feed the birds when she took the bread out of her bra. She was kind of hesitant to answer the question. I feel like she was a little embarrassed about her merchandise because it's fucking whack. But Nina turns and asks Bianca what she feels about it. Bianca gets up and she's like, I feel like this is how we feed the birds where I'm from. And she starts throwing dollar bills, y'all. She starts making it rain in that bitch. I would personally have gotten up and whooped her ass, because You're not about to disrespect me in here. I am not a stripper, and you're not about to be throwing no fucking money on me. Sky's there looking stupid as hell, putting the money in her bra and stuff. The funniest part about it was when Jewels went and picked up $1 off the stage, talking about, hey, Bianca, I'm gonna keep this dollar and put it in his pocket. I said, yeah, honey, feed your kids, honey. I would have gave you $2 had you asked me, Zaddy. Like, I can't even deal. But she made it rain on her, and Drewski once again did not defend his woman. He sat there laughing like it was funny. Like, Shooter would never. Like, if I had beef with a bitch and Shooter was sitting directly beside me and this bitch gets up and tries to make it rain on me, what? Shooter will take the dollar bills up and shove them down her fucking throat. Are you kidding me? Bitch. Oh, this show makes me so mad. So after all this commotion, Sky's like, yeah, well, I forgave him. We talked it out, blah, blah, blah. And Cardi's like, he bought her a Porsche. I forgive him too. And I was just like, I can't. Like, you bitch. I can't be bought. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, no. To close this off, they basically let us know that Drew and Sky recorded a video to the song that Bianca was featured on, and the video was pretty much whack. They showed clips of it. I don't know if this was her real dad or just her dad in the music video, but Drew was basically asking Sky's dad for like her permission to, it wasn't even proposed. I don't know. He was just, and I need to know why her dad looks the same age as Drew. 1, 2. Drew gets on his knee, pulls out some box with a ring, and I'm like, oh shit, this nigga is proposing. Sky would be dumb to accept, but whatever. And you know what this nigga says? He does not say, will you marry me? He gets on his knee and he's like, gives the crappiest speech I ever heard in my life. And then he's like, so I just want to know, can we make it official? Or some dumb shit like that. And I said, oh, this is not a wedding. This is not a wedding proposal. This is not a marriage proposal. Next. That was some embarrassing ass shit. And she's like, of course I will, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, 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 this is embarrassing. I would have said no. What? So the next scene was about the Gwinnen team. DJ Self basically lets us know that both ladies, Major Galore and Marilyn, are both the first lady of the Gwinnen team, which makes absolutely no sense. At the end of the day, Major Galore was signed first. Marilyn was taking too long. It is what it is. Like, I don't know why he's trying to like be a people pleaser here. It's really annoying. Just say Major Galore signed first, so she's the first lady. Marilyn had her chance and she wanted to take her fucking time. He wanted to make money, and so on to the next. It is what it is. It's a show business, baby. Like, what do you want from the man? They keep panning to the audience, and they're panning at Cardi and Hennessy, so cognac, and they both look mad salty. And so Nina asks DJ Self how him and Major Galore linked up, and he basically says how he met her at the strip club, and she basically told him like, I sing, blah blah blah. Cardi was like, that's not what happened. I set them up. So I'm like, what? Self kind of is like, okay, a year before the whole singing thing, the singing conversation happened, yeah, he met her through Cardi because her and Cardi used to dance together. So I'm like, okay. So out of nowhere, Cardi goes and he fucked her. I don't know why she said this, but she did. I was like, this has zero relevance, but okay. And immediately both of them start denying it. He was like, that never happened. And Major Galore says that did not happen. I did not have sex with this man. So right after they start denying it, Cardi's like, so you lie on your dick then, nigga? And he was like, no, like, what the hell? Like, he's trying to act all confused. In my personal opinion, I believe that he did tell Cardi that. He's like, you didn't tell me you fucked her with a helmet? I guess that means a condom. And when she said helmet at first, Chad, I was actually picturing a football helmet. I'm like, why you fucking with a football helmet on? Who the hell does that? But then I realized a condom is it also called a helmet, I think. I didn't Google this, so I have no idea. I could be wrong. Let me know. So Self basically ignores Cardi, and he's like, I think both these two ladies have a problem, but I'm not sure what it is. Cardi said it's not a problem, really. Like, it's really not a problem. I'm mad confused because they did not cover this on the show at all. We didn't even know they fucking knew each other, but I guess New York is small as hell, and since they're both strippers, yeah, of course they're gonna know each other. So basically, Major Galore ends up paging Cardi, and she's like, Cardi, like, keep it a buck. When you saw me in person, you didn't do anything. Like, we saw each other in the club, we ran into each other, and you didn't do anything. And so Cardi basically says, you're a pussy, like, you know this, like, stop it, stop. And so Major Galore goes, Cardi, we both know that when you saw me, you, all of a sudden, Cognac's charging the stage like a Mad Hatter child. She's running up ready to snatch Major Galore's ass off the stage, honey. She wasn't playing no games. Miss Hennessy was not playing no games. She was turned up, okay? And so security rushes on stage. She has Major Galore by the hair. They're swinging, trying to punch each other. Cardi ran up on stage too, and Mariah Lynn is getting held back by security. Everybody's getting held back by security. At one point you see what's her name? Cognac holding all this like matted weave. She's holding it in the air. It's like the clip was like this fast. Like you had to like really be paying attention to see it. But she's holding Major Galore's weave in the air. And then Cardi and Cognac both ended up having to leave the reunion because I guess they were causing too much trouble. Right before they get escorted out, Cardi's yelling, basically defending her sister, because everybody always tries to say that Hennessy tries to act like Cardi or wants to be Cardi, and she's like, she really acts like that, like that's her, blah 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 blah, stop saying she's trying to be me, copy me, blah 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 blah. And that's it, and then they leave. And they're kind of showing like this backstage clip, and they're basically, Cardi and Cognac are explaining why she has a problem or why there is beef between Major Galore and them. And basically what happened was, when they were dancers, they were really good friends, and Cardi was on stage dancing, and Major Galore was, I guess, in the like standing off on the sides, and she was talking shit about Cardi while Cardi was up on stage doing her thing. Major Galore didn't know was that Cardi's sister, Hennessy, Cognac, was behind her with her boyfriend, so they were hearing her talk shit about Cardi, so they pressed her, and from then it's been a beef ting. DJ Self announced that Cisco will be working with Gwynn, so I guess that means that they squashed their beef and they're both irrelevant, so nobody gives a fuck. Now we're going to address Yandy and Kimbella. I'm gonna skip through this part really quickly because it was fucking boring as shit. The only thing that I was really staring at was Joel's, let's be honest. Like, he was on stage and I was just like, Yeah, they basically just went over their little emotional shit and nothing important. So then they do the vacation recap, and this is still boring. It's just stuff with Juju and Yandy about the book, and Yandy actually does apologize to Juju again because she knows she was wrong in the situation, and so she apologized to her about the whole book fiasco. So moving on to For the Kids, Peter and Amina. This part, they ask Peter and Tara if they are intimate. They say hell the fuck no. So I said praise Jesus, because by the way that it was looking at the end of that season, honey, it felt like Tara was gonna give this man another chance, because these two bitches are just so available for Peter to do his thing. And I was like, if I was Peter, I would be doing the same thing to these bitches because they're letting him. And like, it's so sad and pathetic to see it play out on TV. It really is. So they move on to Amina now, and they ask her if her and Peter are still intimate. She basically is avoiding the question and she doesn't want to answer it, and she's like, for them to ask Peter. And I'm just like, bitch, you're ruining the reunion and you're wasting my time. Are you or are you not fucking? She answers the question eventually. She says yes. You know that it's sad when Cardi B is the one giving yo ass relationship advice. I'll be damned. Okay? Amina is dumb. Point blank. I'm happy to see Tara not fucking with this nigga no more. I don't know what she's doing, but as long as they're not having sex, it should be fine. They can co-parent all they fucking want. But Amina seems to be digmatized, okay? Like, I can't. This is a grown woman and I just feel so bad for her. So after Cardi gives Amina the relationship advice, basically telling her like, I've been the side bitch before, I know what it is to be the side bitch. It's not fun. You can't keep letting Peter do this to you. And Amina's on the super defense. Like, she's trying to like basically get Cardi to shut up by like chiming in and trying to cut her off, like basically saying, I get it. It gets to the point where now Joel's A nigga that cheated on his wifey is giving Amina relationship advice, talking about like, y'all keep letting Peter do this. Like, Juelz was just spitting straight facts. Both him and Cardi were spitting facts, okay, to Amina and just trying to get her to open her eyes and see it. And Amina's so on the defense, talking about how when she fucks Peter, she's not fucking Peter because he wants to fuck, she's fucking him because she wants to fuck him. And I'm just like, no, boo-boo. Because on the show, you verbatim said to him that if he wants you to come back, you will. And that's exactly what happened. And so Juelz tried to say to her, look, he loves Tara, and the only reason he's with you now isn't because he loves both of you, it's because Tara ain't fucking with him. And it is what it is, and that is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help Amina. She needs help. I don't understand why she's allowing herself to go through this. And I'm just like, yo, when her daughters are gonna end up going through the same thing, I feel, because that's just what happens, the cycle. They don't have a positive role model as a father to look up to because their daddy is Peter. And so they're going to get used and abused just like their mom. Like, their mom is not setting a good example as a mother, as a wife. And I use that term extremely lightly, even though they are legally married, whether it was for a green card or not, Joanne. I just feel like they don't have two good examples for parents to look up to, and they're gonna fall into the same cycle, and I feel so bad for them for that. Like, come on, Amina, you have 2 daughters. Like, God bless you with 2 little girls, and you're still carrying on like this for Peter, and you're doing it on TV, which makes it even worse. Like, come on, bro. Come on, sis. Get your life. Everybody, let's say a prayer for Amina. Father God in heaven, please guide Amina. Where are we guiding Amina to? I don't know, child. Please guide Amina to wisdom, to let go of Peter and his horrible ways. Give her the strength to leave him, Lord, and know that she deserves better, and that she is not a piece of meat, and that she's not a doormat, and that Peter cannot just walk in and out of her life as he pleases. Let Amina know that she has purpose, and that she should, what should she do, child? Let Amina know that she needs to be an example for her children, Lord, an example for her kids. I pray that you protect them children and lead them, because their parents are not going to be able to do that. In your holy name I pray, amen. Okay, and I means that prayer, honey. I hope y'all had your heads bowed and your eyes closed, because Amina needs Jesus. She needs to walk with the Lord and figure her life out. I'm like, how are you living like this? All these women on the show, except for Remy, and is that the only person with a good relationship on the show? Wow. There is no love in Hip Hop. There really isn't. We can give Kimbella and Juelz a pass. They had their little dark moment, but they're good now. Those are the only 2 relationships on this show. They're also the most relevant people on the show, minus Kimbella. I'm so sorry about it. There really is just no real love on Love and Hip Hop, and the show should not be called that. It should be called Hate in Hip Hop, child. It should be called Break Up in Hip Hop, Cheat in Hip Hop, PETA in Hip Hop. I don't know, child. I don't know what the show should be called, but it should not be called Love and Hip Hop, because I don't know. There's barely any hip hop, first of all, and barely any love. Like, we gotta do a reboot, child, and call the show something else, because this name is a lie. Anyway, they address Amina's book now, and it's called The Other Woman, and they asked Tara what she feels about the book, or if she's even read any parts of it. And I was just like, so both these hoes got books? Is that like a thing? You sign to Love and Hip Hop, you automatically get a book deal? Everybody got a book? Anyway, I wouldn't read either of them bitches' books, because neither of them have set an example as a woman. I do not look up to Tara, and I certainly don't look up to Amina, child. Bad people to buy books from, because they can't teach me nothing, anything. The only thing them 2 bitches can teach me is that Peter runs their asses. They can't teach me nothing other than that. She has a book called The Other Woman. I guess it's like a tell-all. Child. She puts explicit details in there about the night before her and Peter's wedding, and basically they had some sort of orgy, but then Peter is denying it, because I guess when it's an orgy, that means mad people are just openly fucking around each other, and then switching up and fucking maybe doing a little fucking of everybody. And so Peter doesn't like the idea of, I guess, him fucking in the same room as another man or multiple other men, because I guess he views it as gay. And so Peter says he basically wants to clear that up right now. That is not what happened, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, Peter. Peter goes on to say that it was only girls. I don't believe that shit at all. Okay, he said it was girls and they were in their corner doing their thing, and Peter and Amina were there doing their thing, fucking wherever they were fucking. And I'm just like, the night before your wedding, really? Ew. Nasty. Nasty in general, child. But the night before your wedding, that union was bound to fail. Don't play with your relationship, okay? The night before your wedding, you're having an orgy? Does that sound right to you? Like, I can't judge, whatever, do your thing. But anyway, Tara does address the book, and she basically addresses that part. She says that's the part of the book that she had a problem with, because for the kids, she's saying that one day the kids are gonna see this book or hear of this when they get old enough to, and she doesn't want them to look at their dad in a negative light, so she doesn't like that was in the book. She only wants them to know the best parts of their dad. She doesn't want them to know that he was fucking a whole bunch of people in a room of strangers the night before he married his other girlfriend, wife, baby mama, whatever you want to call her. Peter basically says, like, either way, once they get older and they have access to the show and they're gonna watch the show, they're gonna know exactly everything he's ever done. Can't really shelter them from it, whatever. And I'm like, the show is one thing. So know that your daddy had an orgy is just weird. Like, nobody wants to know that. Him cheating on your mom and your auntie and whoever, your auntie. Him doing all that cheating and shit, it's bad. It's unhealthy. But to know your parents' sexual, child, no, keep that. I don't know why Mina put that in the fucking book. Like, she's so thirsty. I can't. Well, For the Kids was basically concerned for the kids, and that was her only problem with the book. Anyway, the reunion wraps up with everybody back on stage. They basically did like last words. Cisco ends up threatening Rich again, and Rich is again saying like, nigga, we could do it, like. And I'm just like, okay, bye. You guys are so, like, you guys are way too grown for this bullshit. And so Cisco's really trying to like get at Rich and like threaten him and talk about he's gonna smack the shit out of him, he's gonna beat him up, and I'm just like, shut up, like, nobody cares, you're a snooze. And Nina interjects and she's just like, you know, you guys have been friends for years, longer than the show has even been around, and we don't want to see you guys doing that kind of thing. So hopefully you guys can resolve it. We might not be able to resolve it all today, but hopefully you guys can resolve it in a peaceful manner. She's about to wrap it up, and then Cardi interrupts and she's like, she has something to say. So I already knew what she was going to say because I watched a part of her live stream from last week because everybody was attacking her and calling her a bully. She was losing followers from her actions on the last part of the reunion. But on this live stream she did, she was explaining herself and saying that she doesn't understand why everybody's calling her a bully because she doesn't feel as though what she did was wrong, blah, 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 blah. On the taping of the reunion, she made it a point to apologize to Asia publicly. It was the worst apology I ever heard in my life, first and foremost. But she obviously did not mean it, because if she did that a couple weeks ago on the show, apologized to Asia, but then last Monday when it aired, she basically was talking shit again and saying that she didn't feel as though what she did was wrong on the show. And she brought up the fact that she apologized on the show and that we'll see it today. But you just said you didn't think how you acted was wrong, and so you don't understand why everybody's calling you a bully and saying that you're not a bully, blah, blah, blah. Which is it? You can't, if you're gonna apologize, obviously you felt that what you did was wrong. If you apologize and then go on social media and say you didn't feel as though what you did was wrong, then obviously you didn't mean your apology, because if you're apologizing for something, then you know you did something wrong. Otherwise you wouldn't be apologizing. So her apology was not sincere at all. Plus, I don't know if you guys kept up with this, but Asia was being attacked on Instagram. Swift was basically making a point to say that she had an STD and blah, blah, blah. And there was a lot of drama on social media after the reunion aired. I just thought it was really sad because even if there was an STD involved, even though Asia swears them down, she did not have an STD. Swift, as her ex-boyfriend that was dating her for 3 years, should never have come on social media trying to secure his little spot on Love and Hip Hop, because Cardi ain't gonna be on next year, okay? Trying to secure his little spot on Love and Hip Hop, talking about Asia's sexual history and Asia's sexual problems, if she really did have any. And I personally don't think she had any. I don't know what the hell. It was really messy on social media, and I felt extremely bad for Asia. She posted like 10 long ass paragraphs from her notes. I also saw comments or like screenshots of comments from Cardi talking shit about her, and also from Swift, and I was just like, this is so immature and disgusting. Like, I can't even deal. I can't even deal. Like, you guys didn't do enough damage on the show. Anyway, that is it for Love and Hip Hop New York season 7. I'm so glad it is over. Thank you guys all for rocking with me for this entire season. I really hated everybody, and I just couldn't deal. But I think next week or the week after, we are starting Atlanta, and tomorrow I will be filming, oh sorry, today I'll be filming Bad Girls Club, which you guys will see by Wednesday. So I love you all, and I will definitely see you in the next